Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO City Undercover. So we finished the level, but it didn't put us into a chase sequence. So I have 2 minutes and 7 seconds to drive quite a considerable distance. So that's where we're going to start here. We're in this rocket-powered snowplow, which clearly has been designed to allow us to crash into things, which is fine. It jumped in time though from 2 minutes and 7 seconds to 1 minute and less than 40 now. So apparently either I moved really fast there or the game can't count, and I would put my money on the game can't actually count. But yeah, or maybe my internal clocking timing is wrong. This is nice, but there's been way too much of the LEGO chases already, so look at how this is just gonna all get in my way. So this is gonna potentially screw up, and we'll have to do it a second time. In part because the LEGO things only break if they are stationary and barricading the way, not if the ones that are moving still have the same amount of time. Okay, why does that?
My car insurance is gonna skyrocket.
Like, why did that cutscene? Why was that important? To blow up the mobile crime unit. Here we can see we have 3 seconds. There's no way we're gonna make it. We can look at the map, and I think I spent too much time on the map was the problem.
I've got the emerald.
Hey, good work, Chasey boy. I'll send you the location of the drop-off, and if I get any of the jobs, I'll give you a call.
Thanks, Vinny.
We had just robbed a emerald. So, attempt number 2, we got a bit of a boost there, but not a lot. So it seems like, just to be on the safe side, you probably want to use the nitro on the X button as soon as it's available to you. I'm holding down the A button as hard as possible to try and use the boost. Of course, using a boost when you need to turn is not an efficient way to do things, because you're gonna probably have to slow down in the turns. It seems like there's a kind of inconsistent rate at which the nitro refuels too, unless the nitro is actually being refueled by how well I am following the invisible studs. If that's the case, the game's never really made an indication that it was supposed to work that way. It's clearly too easy for these guys to get me away, and they did not give me enough time to deal with that. So we're gonna get this cutscene again, I imagine. Again, not really certain why it's showing me that, other than perhaps to make sure I crash into the mobile crime van, or to show me that jump. Here we can see we have 50 seconds extra. And I guess that just comes down to the fact that I went to the menu last recording and looked around and paused the game for, honestly, I paused the game for about an hour or two, so there's still a lot of opportunity here to screw up. Alright.
There you go. One ridiculously massive emerald.
We really just want to move the story forward.
Not bad for my first bank job.
And
only bank job.
seems like it's going to take its while.
Lifestyle, Chase.
We've got a
McCain!
call.
Chief?
So far, you've cost this department an expensive sports car, a prison transport, and a delivery truck full of electronics. Am I missing anything?
The bell pepper emerald?
Huh? What? That thing's worth hundreds of thousands. You're gonna bankrupt us. Why did you do that?
To get in with Vinny Papalardo's gang. Chan was working for him.
You got into Papalardo's gang? We've been trying to pin a crime on him for years. So, you don't need Chan
Pinning
anymore.
crimes on people?
Okay.
Seriously?
I've got a job for
I'm
you.
surprised LEGO
You're
allowed
gonna
that.
get me photographic evidence against Chan's key gang members. Then we're gonna arrest them. And with a bit of luck, one of them will give us something against Chan.
I'll need to buy a camera then.
You've cost us enough. Just use your communicator's camera. If you can't figure it out, you can call Officer Phillips for help.
So
Hey, Ellie. Chief said
we'll
you could help me
just
figure
drive
out the
in
camera
this
on my
direction now
communicator.
that we have the
I
invisible
didn't even know it
studs.
had one.
Oh, that's odd. Let me check your device remotely. Ah, there's your problem. You're running old software. I'll update it. There you go. I even stuck on some new ringtones for you. See?
Thanks. I need to get some evidence against the key players in Chan's outfit.
Easily done. Just get in a good position to observe them and follow the instructions on the camera. It's foolproof.
Ellie?
So now we're
All I
gonna
got
get
were photos of my face instead of the suspects.
we're gonna get like follow
But not
missions.
Frank-proof.
So this game feels like it was slightly inspired by LA Noire, where LA Noire had a kind of pointless open world, and it had a lot of cars, and it had a some follow missions. That's three similarities, I guess. But see, we just had a high action, like, race section, and now we're just driving just because. Even if I had gone a different direction from where we started under the bridge, I still would have ended up driving a decent amount. And there's like no way to speed this up when frankly it should just have faded out and faded back in for the beginning, or you know, even if it just asked, I would be kind of happy with that if they had said, hey, do you want to just fast travel to the next story mission, yes or no. But forcing the experience for every single player to be this is kind of ridiculous. I've gone through, feels like a dozen nitrous tanks to try and boost this, and it's not even really helping. Oh, by the way, we need to check some things out, so once we actually reach our goal, I'll stop a little bit away from it. Now imagine that I hadn't gotten in the car and I just decided I was going to walk and have a leisurely stroll to this location. That would have taken forever. Alright, so let's look at the extras, because we got a score ×4 multiplier. Let's that needs to be on, so now our score is multiplied by 8. She said she gave us more ringtones. I see no new ringtones, so I guess that was just a joke. Although it does seem like there will be some new ringtones. We'll see if these follow missions are worse than the LA Noire follow missions, which were terrible. You had to...
Before I get some photos, I'd better find out what deals are going down today. If I stake out the noodle bar opposite Chan's scrapyard, I might get lucky and overhear their plans during lunch.
Yeah. There was a decent thought having surveillance as a police officer in LA Noire or this game, in all fairness, but that decent thought kind of falls apart. Jeez, how am I supposed to... Seems like I should just be able to jump over that area. So super brick over this way with a color gun that I can switch to red, which I think is what we probably need. One assumes police do actually do surveillance in some small amount. I would suspect they probably don't do it anywhere as much as it's shown in TV. And they probably do tail people somewhat. A lot of that stuff, though, is not... What's shown on TV is not accurate at all for what a modern police officer does, which is basically interview suspects, follow up on crimes, maybe make a lot of phone calls,
Yes.
patrol and write out speeding tickets. That is, if the police are doing anything at all, which, let's face it, a lot of times they kind of just don't do anything because they don't feel like it. And they are not legally required to really do their jobs in some odd twist of fate. Alright, so we're gonna listen in with the old system.
Yeah?
I bought this here last week and it doesn't work.
Did you try putting batteries in it?
Yes.
Well, there's your problem. That's a hot water bottle.
So that wasn't the thing I was supposed to listen to. It's the one you have to hold A down to get.
Okay, gang. It's that time of the week
Boy,
again.
that got loud.
We gotta pay up all these guys we've been having steal cars for us, so listen up. Ping, you're meeting Ray on the balcony of the pharmacy. Lee, Bobby's waiting for you in the alley next to Chance. And Feng, you're gonna take delivery of a rare car from Blake at the limo place. If you understand your jobs, then remain perfectly silent. Excellent. Off you go.
There's a joke so that
You
they
know,
don't have to write
we
it
make
in
a lot
any
more
other
profit if we just stole
voices.
cars ourselves.
Proof of 3 crimes in 3 different locations. How on earth am I gonna get photographic evidence against all of them? Wait, what if I wasn't on Earth? If I get on top of the pagoda in the park, I could see all of those meeting points.
Okay. So that kind of simplifies what we're going for. Here's the question though, how am I supposed to like jump all the way over there and get that super brick? I wonder what these metros do. At some point this must unlock some shortcut, which would be more than what LEGO Marvel Superheroes had. Like, I don't think they ever bothered to introduce subway shortcuts. But again, I guess they didn't really need it when you're swinging around as Spider-Man. There's nothing in this building. Alright, so question becomes, only a disguises with a color gun can destroy that. I don't think I have the right color gun. I should be able to break that one. The others, I think I need to turn silver to blow up.
I need to do some shopping.
Reach the top of it. Is there possibly any other way? Yeah. There, it is an easier way. I was about to make an effort to go find a color changing station with the color gun and blow up those things.
Let's see if Ping's got to the pharmacy yet.
So now we have a camera mode, which means the scan mode up until this point really could have just been, that's not the pharmacy. I don't know where the pharmacy is. And we're getting no icons now. Here's the limo business. Here's the balcony. Is that the pharmacy? It says checking, uploading HQ.
And picture number 1 is uploaded. Nice. I really got his bad side. Now we can trace that boat theft back to you, Ping. Next up, Lee in the alleyway.
A Lego Snap, like Pokemon Snap, would not be a bad idea. Any Pokemon Snap game not on a Nintendo console is not a terrible idea. That being said, there clearly seems to be some
Caught in the act,
problem
Lee.
here.
Naughty boy. I just need a shot of Feng receiving that stolen car, and I'm done.
Like, it really seems like it would have been easier to just have it zoom in on something and apparently that didn't count. Let's try that again. Yeah.
Ah, fuzzy wuzzle. That's Feng, but the car's obscured. I need to get a closer shot.
So it's showing me where it wants me to go, and then it just put me there instead of even making me move. So why not? Seriously, why not just have made me move? Probably just wanted me to zoom in there.
That is definitely the stolen car.
Hey, you! Stop that!
Alright, so there's 3. We'll get a full combo here. Take those guys out quickly.
McCain!
Chief?
I'm looking at the pictures you just uploaded. I don't think anyone's gonna pay you to photograph their wedding, but they'll just about do as evidence.
That was almost a compliment.
Anyway, I've got undercover officers arresting the other gang members you photographed. So if Chan calls you, you know nothing. I don't want anything spooking him until we can get one of his gang members to testify against him.
Yes, Chief.
So now we've unlocked the camera, which I guess at any point now, if we just want to take a picture, I don't know why we'd want to take a picture. We can do it. Although it seems like you can't actually save the pictures in any format at all, not even internally in the game. So the camera currently in its mode is really just a binoculars. It's like, that's pretty useless. Now, and for a PC version, it would be easy enough to take a picture and save it as a snapshot. Save it as just a bitmap photo. So we've got somebody calling us.
Driver!
I know nothing.
Don't worry, most of my staff are morons. But not you! I like you a lot! Wait, I did that wrong.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, I have a job for you. Get to the Crescent Park Wharf. Now!
Polite as ever.
Still not really getting the characterization of that guy. Also, why am I working with the Chinese guy again? Wasn't I working? Didn't I directly tell him that I was going to work with the Italian guy? My understanding of the story does not seem to be in line with the writer's understanding of the story. I think he kind of blatantly said he was going to go work for the other guy, which you would assume disloyalty amongst organized crime leaders would lead to at least a lack of communication at the minimum. How far is this? It's very far. So we need to steal a car and move on. Or commandeer a car, whatever you want to call it. Just kind of hang back this way until we run into something. I don't want to lose momentum, but if I'm moving forward, it seems like the cars will stop and...
Sorry, police business.
It's odd that they've paid somebody to animate a whole bunch of logos for cars in this game that show up in the top left when you get in a car. This is another one that kind of swerves a little too much. I would think if I'm the game producer, I probably would have not had an animator animate that, and instead I would have them bother to animate. There's a little bit of lag as things load in. Wish there was just a way to change the field of view for LEGO games. I think that would probably fix a lot of their problems in a nutshell. Maybe that's the resolution affecting things. This is a interesting theory, at least, is because if you're at a higher resolution, there's more pixels on screen, then maybe there's a higher draw distance or more pixels being drawn at the same draw distance, or perhaps there's a wider angle of view, field of view.
Are you there yet?
Yeah.
This job was meant to be for Feng, but I can't find him, or Li, or Fu, or Ping.
Maybe they're all getting coffee?
Are you saying my coffee is bad? No!
It's all very
Something's up,
stereotypical
and the only
Chinese
men I have
names.
left are you. And this bunch of dregs! So, with all my most trusted employees missing, you're going to have to do the job for me.
It just
What is it?
exploded.
I'll give you the details later. No one can know about this. Just take my boat from the wharf and get to Apollo Island. Now!
That sounds like a trap. So we've now unlocked boats. Alright. We'll see how this works. Boat doesn't have any it doesn't have any kind of acceleration going on in it. Doing a jump causes a lot of bouncing, but otherwise it seems like doing these jumps don't do anything for you unless they're counting towards some final goal or some achievement. But almost always, I think in LEGO games, the achievements have been clearly based on collecting everything, getting to 100%. So a side achievement for doing something just odd or strange never really factors in, because everything you do is kind of odd and strange in LEGO games. Apollo Island. Notice there was some foliage that just popped in this texture. And then the water looks really, really different in the dark down here. Seems like there's more things to do underwater here. So I'm gonna have to probably be very careful when we start trying to do 100%, more than most LEGO games, because there will be areas like this where things aren't as they appear. And so now we're in the Little Italy, or I guess in this case this would be Venice section. The water seems just pure brown. Is this because we have really, really low textures enabled and low shadows?
Ellie, I'm on another job for Chan, and I get the feeling it won't be just a sports car this time. I'm headed to Apollo Island.
What on earth could Rex want Chan to get from there?
No idea. But this feels like a clue to me, Ellie. A big, fat clue. I'll update you once I know more.
Zigzagging for kind of no reason. Yeah, this looks hideous. The rest of the game has looked fine. We've reached our destination.
Have you got to Apollo Island, driver?
Yes, sir.
Good. I want you to steal a moon buggy.
What?
Well, what did you think I sent you to Apollo Island for? Ice cream?
Would have been nice.
Just get into the Space Center and steal a moon buggy!
So
I should find a disguise
apparently
so I can get into the Space Center.
the Space Center is on Apollo Island, and we had that secret saying that there was a secret item at the top of the Space Center. And so that feels like we might be at the end. I don't think we should be at the end, though. That doesn't fully make sense. Like, we should still have a small collection of levels, 2 or 3. Unless, and I suppose this is a possibility, it could be that of the 15 levels, there's only 12 or so that are story related, and then there's some post-game elements. That could be it, I suppose. I didn't need to use the code to open the door, but I guess it wouldn't have mattered one way or the other. Honestly, this feels like this is coming from if this is a reference to one of those James Bond movies, Moonraker, I believe, possibly, where they got on an island that was radioactive. Might as well grab this while we're here. There's, I don't think, ever been a James Bond cross promotion that happened with LEGO. I think it would work fairly well. And it is a statement on just how James Bond movies, the old ones at least, or
maybe I'll even find
for
a
adults,
spacesuit.
but
That'd be so
now
cool.
I don't think anybody would really care if their 12 or 13-year-old watch some of the older ones like Moonraker. Some parents would, certainly, but I'm not sure a lot of them would. Right. This is locked. That's some kind of coffee thing. This out. Is this the outfit? That's locked too. Is it in here that we're gonna have something we can interact with? I'll grab that. One could suspect that there's just licensing reasons. That would be my best guess as to why there hasn't been a James Bond cross promotion. But yeah, this game is making a lot of references to a lot of adult movies, still making it feel awkwardly not for kids. And then the way the game plays doesn't really feel like it's for kids. But if you were really just going to try and make a LEGO GTA or a LEGO adult game, I kind of don't know why you'd go about doing it this way either. These dumpsters are rather large. Yeah. If you wanted just a LEGO GTA, you could probably get a mod to GTA and change things to swap textures. I went all the way around when the right solution, I think, is here. Jeez, why is this proving to be so hard? The clue that way. That's just there. It wants me to do what? Look around for disguises. It's what it's left me with, is look around for disguises. The idea that there'd be disguises way over here seems a little ridiculous. How much would this cost to build, by the way? Spinning shuttle program, 50,000 bricks. I assume they want me to be in this area.
My boss will be livid if I'm late.
Is there something to that? Maybe this was my problem. So we've unlocked a astronaut class ability. All right. And he's got a little ray gun. Okay, now I can open this. Simon. But it doesn't seem like the summon games are going to be too much of a hassle, because it's only 4. And they just beam things to their locations. Boy, it has a slow building animation. There we go. I could probably jump down and get the explosive thing and come back up relatively easily, so no, actually I don't think I can. I know that there's one somewhere around here, but I don't remember. Okay, it's over here. That's not too bad. It's funny, you see an animation there where it seems like you're spinning studs to get a piece of dynamite, but you actually get studs handed back to you instead. Alright, so 2 of those statues are now destroyed. You have reached your destination. Alright, only the police can grapple up. So, are these going to be some kind of like teleport pads? They totally are. So it's just gonna teleport me into a level. This is weird. It feels like Rex Fury's not even gonna come into the story. I do think we also haven't seen a stutter in quite a while. Which, don't worry, we'll almost certainly see stutter after we load into the new area for a second, but
Whoa!
they are doing.
That is one small step, Foreman.
They're doing a new
they're all busy working on the shuttle.
LEGO
I can just get to the moon
series
buggy,
that's
which is
kind of LEGO space oriented.
There.
So
in the middle of the shuttle.
I guess maybe if you were going to make another game
Ellie,
in this series,
Chen
which
wants me to take a moon buggy.
Wow.
probably wouldn't be
Yeah,
a good idea.
But I can't get to it because it's in the shuttle surrounded by mechanics, and I'm in the control room.
Maybe you can do something to get their attention.
That's the last thing I want, isn't it?
No, because then they'll have to come to the control room, meaning you can sneak into the hangar.
Okay. I'll just try pressing some buttons then. What's the worst that can happen? So I guess flying a rocket is basically the same as being in a rodeo.
This is something that was clearly in LEGO Batman 2. There was definitely something very similar to that. So, with our score times 8 set up, we're already in good position to do whatever we need to do, because we've got everything we need. Seems like it changed my color gun back to purple.
Prepping space rocket for engine test. Confirming safety measures.
There's a stutter.
Yes. Handbrake is applied.
I'd like to know exactly what a handbrake on a spacecraft would be doing. So we can't get through this area, although we can change the door. And we can't get through that area. So we've got to use this.
Having your atoms scrambled by a teleport kind of tickles.
And it's pretty obvious we're gonna have to break a lot of things. So yeah, I guess a LEGO space game wouldn't be a terrible. Space Command game wouldn't be the worst idea ever. That's one of their newest sets. It's not really falling under the LEGO City set, but I would put it definitely in the same category as a LEGO City series.
Calculating optimal rocket flight path. Flight path calculated as upwards.
It's just so slow. So slow to build anything. So I don't know if the game really is going to give us shorter levels for the last few, or if we're just going to end up doing the same amount of work and having it be slightly easier to get the true LEGO City Hero part done. This seems like a kind of small room with a rather large amount of things.
I can confirm that we are pine fresh. I repeat, pine fresh.
Yeah.
It looks like this track's got a hole in it. Sheesh. Glad my watch doesn't take a battery this size.
Is there? I guess we're just gonna pull that down. And that fixes the floor. LEGO games, same old gags over and over again. That's where the idea, I suppose, makes the most sense, that you would potentially abandon almost everything from LEGO games. Like, it kind of does make sense, because it's been done before so much that it's annoying. On the other hand, if you're in love with LEGO games, you don't really mind the repetition too much, and if you spread yourself thinner between the LEGO games, you'll really only play one every 6 months or so. Of course, that's probably not really the experience I think that a kid would have. There are so many old LEGO games now that there are, I think, probably 30 of them. You would have to play
Now to find some way of getting all those workers
quite a
out of the
few of
hangar.
them. in a row. You just to catch up. You have to play a different one every 2 or 3 months, and playing them all back to back, I think, would be really annoying and repetitive. And frankly, if I was a parent buying LEGO games used, it would make total sense to buy a bunch of them, because they go for about $5 often, particularly on the Steam store. Like when there's a sale, you can get a lot of the old LEGO games for $5 each. So that's kind of the equivalent of
Chocolate and candy levels are good. Soda levels at optimum, with 5 different flavors, including 2 diet sodas.
Is the equivalent of $60 would be 12 $5 LEGO games. And I'm sure kids would be super excited about that until they got to about the 5th LEGO game. But you could keep it somewhat varied, maybe. Like, not sure how many of these have made it to the Switch so far. And if you were to give several other Switch games to the...
Testing shuttle radio
so you have to use these on top. That's weird.
This is Crazy Dave, coming to you with non-stop hits for the next 6 weeks. Radio receiver tested A-OK.
Yeah, particularly on the Nintendo consoles, you could find several other kid-friendly games to keep them busy. I also personally don't really have a great understanding on how much free time kids would have these days. Like this is probably, LEGO games are for 6 to, I would say, 14-year-olds, and then they probably would get a little bored of it and say they're too old for Legos, and then if they're a major LEGO fanatic, they might come back to it as an adult. My experience was very different. I never played with Legos as a kid. I don't believe I was ever given a single set. I was given lots of other toys, but just not Legos. Never thought of them. So I slowly bought like one set, and then like a couple years later I bought a second set, and it snowballed from there eventually until I had the ridiculous amount.
This is embarrassing.
Is this a teleport pad? Oh, it is. I was having a hard time seeing that. Yeah, there's no real reason to fall off the edge there. Kind of wish these teleport pads were in LEGO Marvel Superheroes. There definitely was some buildings we were climbing up on as Spider-Man that took way too long. Whereas everything in this LEGO City is pretty easy to get to the top of, relatively speaking. Even without having LEGO Spider-Man abilities.
Yep, that might get their attention. I hope that vent up there leads to the hangar.
Okay.
Power levels have dropped off the scale.
He's climbing without using his legs, which is awkward.
Ooh, I wonder if my driving license covers space rockets.
I'm fairly certain I've seen a LEGO boss fight that looked extremely
Ellie,
similar
how do I
to
get
this.
the moon buggy out of the shuttle?
There should be a button you can press to open its delivery bay.
And that'd need power to work, right?
Yeah? Why?
I think I broke the power supply back there. And now the control room is full of people.
Right. Hang on. It's okay. There should be some high-powered lasers in the hangar. You can use them to power up the shuttle. Wow, there is literally nothing you can't find with these online encyclopedias.
Okay, anything else I should know?
The annual rainfall in LEGO City?
Thanks, Ellie.
That would be an interesting question. The answer is, does it rain in LEGO City? Alright, that stayed silver. Is there anything else we need to hit? Looks like we've got another laser puzzle. The camera zoomed out really, really far there. We still don't really have an ability, whatever that ability is, with the crumbling ground. So we can't really be done with the game. Not yet. One assumes this is going to drop something we need, so we should just do this now. Where did they land? Over here?
Laser 1 connected.
Getting a robot voice. It's probably only going to say 2 lines of dialogue in the entire game. So, LEGO Batman 3 had us go to the moon. Would this game really take us to the moon? I don't know what that would really add, frankly, if it did. Hey, if you leave LEGO City in this game, I think you kind of betray the general concept of calling this LEGO City Undercover, and you don't even have a interesting piffy thing to say if this is not in LEGO City Undercover. Like, I don't know how going to the moon is under anything. Okay, let's run this way and see if there's anything that plays a role over here. I suspect the answer is no, and this is all extra unlockables that we can't do right now. At least this time the lasers don't hurt me or knock me back. Oh, here's a bra. It's probably important. Okay, so what do I want to hit? That is what I want to hit to drop the hanging piece. That was a loud sound effect. So then I guess the idea is that you gotta come back here and shoot that.
Laser 2 connected. Limited shuttle systems activated.
How I'm gonna get in the moon buggy and drive it away, is a question, certainly. And I've given up on the thought. Like, they probably should have told me quicker that I couldn't get away with not fighting the good guys while I'm undercover. That would have been an easy tutorial mission where you were fighting honey, and they just said a line, "Don't worry about hurting any of the police in LEGO City. We know how to take a beating, or we know you don't mean it," something like that. I don't know how I'd get up over there. I guess I'd have to do it the hard way. I also assume, hey, camera mode also doesn't work inside levels. I've just realized. So I'd need some way to turn this off to climb up there to get more of those collectibles. Only a key card will open that, so we're gonna have to get in here. We're probably gonna run link 2. We've got some odd timing going on where it takes me so long to get to a level that by the time I've started it, I'm going to go over an hour. I'm going to assume that there's nothing else of importance in that room. Okay. So do I just jump in it and that's it? Gotta just drive over that red section.
Hey, that's my car! It's not your car! You are so possessive! Fine, it's our car, but it isn't his. Come on! Chan's men better be waiting for me at the dock!
Okay, so we stole a moon buggy, and it feels like we've got to have a couple more missions. Maybe this all lines up towards something. Like maybe Rex is trying to leave the planet. Guess that might be the case. And let's see if this dumps us into another chase
bad
sequence.
news. My men aren't waiting for you at the dock.
Yeah, I could see that.
They're running late. And by running late, I mean...
Still sat here on their behinds!
Oh, they've actually gone. Who am I going to shout at now?
They'll be here soon, right?
I guess so. Just don't let the moon buggy get damaged until they get there. I'm going out to the street so I can yell at some strangers. See you, driver.
So this is another chase sequence. It's just avoid the security, I guess. So the easiest way I think to do that would be to kind of just feather the acceleration and hope that we can avoid getting run into anything. Seriously? This is kind of the exact opposite that they would do in a theft of a moon buggy, is have you try to crash into things. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Attention, this is security. Everyone return to base.
That's the first time the countdown meant a good thing. Why the extra minute experience though? That seems weird. Alright. So we're in a kind of weird position because I'm going to exit out the game probably. Yeah, almost certainly. I'm definitely going to take a break, so I don't see a reason why I wouldn't exit the windows. I might just leave it running, just so we're in the same position. So I need to know what island I'm on. As far as replay levels go, are we still in the level? No, so I should be able to see the other replay levels, but I am not seeing any of them. Is there a way to disable or enable things? No, but this does go to show that there's 6 more things in the open world that we haven't even unlocked. Okay, if I hit the left bump, it does seem like it switches between things. This is kind of a more generic, this is that area, where this is the things in this area. Let's see. Okay. I kind of understand what we're seeing now. What the left bump and the right bump do. And if we zoom in, I don't think we'd see anything more detailed. I'm definitely in a weird position because I still don't... I feel like there's a couple more story levels, and maybe we can rush towards the end of those story levels and then we can start actually making some progress here. But it also feels like there might be 4 more story levels and I'm just off on my count, or there's 2 more story levels but it doesn't matter because they're going to stretch it out and make me do a lot of incidental things in between each level. Progress wise, we are at 12.8%, so basically nowhere. I think in most LEGO games, by the time you're done with this playing in story mode, you're at least at like 20 or 25%, which that makes me suspicious to say the least. We have 7 of 39 red bricks. There's plenty of other red bricks we're gonna have to find. I think all the red bricks in the open world, so that'll change how we play a little bit, but maybe not by much. We have 33 of 305 characters. That would change very fast as soon as we start purchasing characters. We have 10 out of 120 vehicles. I think that'll be purchased pretty fast. And we have 36 out of 450 gold bricks, and I think we can improve that number rather fast too once we start running around the open world. What I don't think will improve too fast, and this really just comes down to finding super bricks and the super bricks being worth a lot, is we barely have, we're just slightly shy of 40,000 Lego bricks, and there are a considerable number of build platforms that we've run past and not built things on. So it seems like we very possibly may need to run around the open world, collect and do all the mini games to get the Lego bricks, and then run around the world a second time to actually build the things with the Lego bricks. Maybe it won't be that bad, but the numbers don't really feel like they're adding up. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.